Hey everyone, just got 2020.24.6 and we're going to see what new features we got. Be able to go through green lights as long as there's a car in front of us without having to acknowledge the traffic light. So you can see a car in front of me here and it'll go through the green light without having to hit the stalk. And here, when the light turns green and the car starts up, you don't have to hit the stalk to continue. It will start up like cruise control used to. Back-up camera improvement. How it looks backing up. Definitely can see the edges. Dashcam viewer improvements. When you're watching a dashcam from a Sentry mode event, it puts a little red dot. We'll show you that. TuneIn improvements. We can speed it up here.
Hey everybody, Rob Mauer here. Happy last Friday of Q2. As we know, Q2 ends next
So you can
week,
hear it.
June 30.
Walkway door lock improvements. So under locks and under here, if we scroll up, we can now exclude home for the walkway door lock, which will be nice within your house. New language, Portuguese, and cabin camera for if there's a crash. Was able to capture some strange behavior. Twice it went through a green light without stopping. And here it stops at a red light, pedestrians come by, and then it thinks the light turned green and it started going through the intersection. Very dangerous. Here it stops right past a crosswalk in the middle of the road. There was no light in the intersection. And here it stops abruptly for a pedestrian just walking down the street in the bicycle lane. Welcome to Tesla Life. If you like this video, please subscribe and share the video with your friends. And I would appreciate it if you'd press that little like button. If you're thinking of buying a Tesla, please use my referral code Nicholas4590. So here's the release notes. First, we got traffic light and stop sign control enhancements. Basically, it looks like we're going to be able to go through green lights as long as there's a car in front of us without having to acknowledge the traffic light. Backup camera improvements. You can get the 2 repeater side cameras now in your view of your backup camera. Dashcam viewer improvements. When you're watching the dashcam from a Sentry mode event, it puts a little red dot. We'll show you that. TuneIn improvements. Looks like you can now speed up TuneIn like podcasts playback, and a little better ability to search for stations. Walkway door lock improvements. You can now exclude it when you come home, so you don't ever get locked out of your car without your phone, just within your house. New language, Portuguese support, and cabin camera for if there's a crash, Tesla can record your camera. The cabin camera is right up here. It really hasn't been used yet, so it looks like they're going to allow you to send the data to Tesla in an event of a crash, so you have to acknowledge that. So let's take it out for a spin and try out the new features. So the first feature we'll look at is if we put the car in reverse, you get a little button here that you can swipe or tap, and you get the 2 repeater cameras on the bottom left and right. And so this looks straight back, and then this looks on your left side and right side, and you can sort of see that side a little bit more detailed. Oops. And if it disappears, you can bring it back from this camera button here. And so here we can see that matches that. Oh, it looks like when you just touch it. That's interesting. I wonder why you touch here, it doesn't disappear, but if you touch these, it disappears. That's interesting. I don't really like that feature. Here, that's the other angle, which is this house over here. There's the people coming across here. Actually, good visualization right now. and then they come across that side. And what I found is if you have it in that mode, and then turn it off, when you bring it back, it stays in that mode. So it remembers whether you like this display or that display whenever you put the car in reverse or you touch the camera icon here to view the camera. So we'll back up here and show you how it looks backing up. Definitely can see the edges a little better if you're going to hit a curb or something. So let me show you. We'll go down this edge here. And you have these lines now. And let's see if it really helps. Yeah, I guess you can sort of see here in the bottom corner exactly how close you are to that curb. It's a little tough to judge from this, even though that line's, I guess that's pretty accurate. So there's the line, and you can see I'm about, let's check it out. Yep, I'm about 6 inches from the curb. So I guess it's helping you see that curb a little better. You can also see that the TuneIn app has changed. I think they've updated the icon a little bit. And what's new here, I believe, is just sort of the organization, the ability to search. So I'm not exactly sure what's different here, but maybe it's the organization and how they have categorized, for example, the podcasts for you, maybe looking for things that you're interested in, music stations. It's probably just categorized and organized a little better. And then if you're listening to a podcast, let's say Daily Tesla, we can speed it up here.
Hey everybody, Rob now we're here. Happy last Friday of Q2. As we know, Q2 ends next
So you can
week
hear
on
it
June 30th, so Tuesday. And then Tesla publishes their Q2
a little faster. That's pretty neat because you can still understand it. Once you start getting too fast,
So it'll be interesting to see if Tesla tries to get those numbers out on Thursday format open, so that
can't understand it.
not sitting on the numbers.
That's normal.
I've been getting a lot of questions and requests for my updated forecast. We'll definitely
1.25, you can definitely still understand what he's
I
talking.
think things are pretty intact from the forecast that I went through in May, so if you want to check that episode out.
That's pretty cool. And login, radio, news. So I believe these categories perhaps are new, and then within the categories, the organization is new. So under locks and under here, if we scroll up, we can now exclude home for the walkway door lock, which will be nice at home. So you don't have to take your phone out to get in your car when you're parked at home. The other features under safety and security, if you scroll all the way down, I like that. There is data sharing, and under here you have a new choice to accept cabin, right? So that's already selected yes. Yeah, so it's pre-selected to yes for that new feature. And under language, which is under display language, they now have Portuguese somewhere on this list. There it is down there. A little hard to select actually. So you might have to scroll that up higher to then be able to see Portuguese. When this is down like that, it looks like the menus don't scroll fully to the bottom. Could be a little bit of a bug. So just scroll the window up higher, then you can select Navigation language, I guess also, no, only a few choices under navigation language, but language in general, a lot of choices now. They keep adding to them. So at stop signs, it's going to be red and it's going to come to a stop. No difference with stop signs. And I can acknowledge it and continue through. Have to look around here. Okay, here's our first light. It's red. And this street has so many lights, so we'll see how it does. It's going to stop at red. There's nobody in front of me, so it does not continue. I have to acknowledge it to get through the green. Some pedestrians there, slowing down a little bit. Bicyclers. I'm going to go the speed limit because... okay, so here we have our first situation where I have a car in front of me. I'll get behind it. Red light. Stopping for the red light. And I believe when it turns green, I won't have to do anything. And this is very similar to how cruise control used to just work. As long as there was a car in front of you, it would stop with the car from radar. And when that car started up, it will just start up by itself. So, oops. I wonder if it was the bicyclers that abruptly stopped there. Yep. It's picking up these bikes. They're a little too close, I guess. There is a bicycle lane there, but braked pretty hard there. So here we have a green light. There is a car in front of me. And I don't know how far ahead of me that car has to be, but as long as there's a car in front of you, it will go through green lights without any stoppage. Here we have a red light, no car in front of me, and it's going to come to a stop, and I won't be able to, it says I won't be able to continue past this red light even if I acknowledge it. So of course I can't acknowledge it here, and I have to acknowledge it to start up when it turns green. It wouldn't start up by itself. If there was a car in front of me, it would have started up by itself on that green light. Here we have a green light, no car in front of me, so it's going to stop, I believe. Yep, it shows red line. I can hit it to continue. I think eventually they're going to allow that to proceed, but right now they're being cautious. Again, green light, no car in front of me, so it's going to slow down, and I have to acknowledge it to proceed. Now, if I get behind this car, I went through the yellow light or red light. So if we do the same thing behind a car, we'll be able to get through it. What I don't know is how far ahead of us can a car be that it will proceed through the light. Here, when the light turns green, I'm going to have to hit the stalk. And I continue. Now let's see. That car's fairly far ahead of us. Will it go through this light? It doesn't look like it is because the red line. So I'm going to acknowledge it. So I guess the car has to be close. Again, some green lights. There is a car way out there, but it's coming up red. That knows that you have to acknowledge it. As soon as you acknowledge it, the stop line turns green. Again, it's red, so I have to acknowledge it. So it's really only improvement is if you've got traffic around you or traffic in front of you, which is really recreating the scenario that used to occur with cruise control. Now here it's stopped. It's got a line for maybe that road. It was a pedestrian crossing, but it was not a traffic line. Here we want to stop. It does. I think I've seen it stop at that intersection or that a crosswalk before. It seems to be stopping at a crosswalk. So let's see. Yeah, right here, it seems like there's a crosswalk identification. I think it's this one. Yeah, look at that. It thinks this is a stop sign right there in the middle of the road. Very odd. Very odd. So I will go around this truck and I should be able to get through this intersection because of the truck in front of me. Oh, it stopped. Maybe I wasn't in that lane long enough. Okay, so we got a car in front of us. Went through a green light, but must have been too far ahead of us. So the car in front of you has to be relatively close. Again, here we go. Cars in front of us I guess it's still too far out. Let's get behind this car. So now I'm behind this car. I think it's going to be, I'm close enough that it should, yep. So now I'm close enough. It's letting me continue through the intersection. Now that car's, it's coming out of, it was in front of me, but it turned out and it's red. And it does pick up yellow pretty good and prevents you from going through intersections. Let's get over in this lane. Okay, here's a pretty good distance away and it took it. So I don't know exactly. Again, I'm close enough to that car that it's letting me go through these. Maybe closer to the car. And now this is just stopping because of the car in front of me. It's pretty cool. You can see, look at that. It's identifying a bike lane there. I haven't seen that, I believe. That's pretty cool. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a very faint bicycle. And I didn't see, oh yeah. So you can see the bike lane indicator there. Yep. Okay, green light, cars in front of me. So it's eliminating the traditional issue of traffic in front of you, or having to acknowledge green lights when a car's in front of you and the car goes through. That's what it's eliminating. Hopefully in the next subsequent update it will eliminate and trust that if it understands it's a green light, it will go through even if there's no car in front of you. So let's try the rear view camera while I'm driving. That's what it looks like. You can sort of see your blind spot somewhat. I don't think I would be using this for blind spot observation, but it is clearly, that is your whole blind spot there. So this release is made running under the traffic aware stop sign and traffic light. Section. Oh, picked up people. Ooh, I picked up pedestrians there. Wow, green light let me go. Oh, because I think I had my foot on the pedal. So I had my foot on the pedal there, and it went through the green light. So we're going through a whole series of green lights here. The car in front of me. So the stoplight and traffic light stopped for a pedestrian. Wow, that was pretty cool. All by itself. Picks up pedestrians pretty good. Came to an abrupt stop there. So the traffic light and stop sign automatic stopping can be it used to be fairly annoying to use on a road with a lot of stoplights. This road in particular, because every green light you'd have to acknowledge. Now it's a little better, but it's not sort of ideal yet, in that it's still going to stop at green lights if there's no car in front of you. So here, for example, I have a feeling it's going to stop at this light. Oh wow, it didn't. I think. Wow, that was pretty good. It's picking up bicyclers, even though they're in their lane. It looks like it's picking up and slowing down for bicyclers. Maybe he was just a little too close, because it's been going past a fair amount of bicyclers without an issue. So here's another good test. That guy's right in the center of the bicycle lane. Didn't slow down at all. Here's some more. Got some bicycler and a jogger. Slow down a little there. I wonder if it was the pedestrian versus the bicycle. Okay, so here we have a bicycle and a pedestrian. It's getting past them. Get the other lane here. So that was pretty interesting. Wasn't a car directly in front of me, but the car was sort of in the area. Wow. That was weird. It just wanted to go through that red light. I had to put the brake on. So the truck's a good distance ahead of me, but I'm getting through the lights. Some bicyclers here. Wow, went through that green light. Lots of hesitation, but it went through it without a car in front of me. This truck just jumped in front of me. Let's get away from it. Okay, here we got a green light, no cars, and I think we're going to have to acknowledge it. There's a lot of action going on here. With pedestrians. Can't continue. Car in front of me, but it turned yellow. Car in front of me went through the yellow, but I stopped. That was pretty nice. It knew to stop. Now the car did go through earlier, but I'm stopped at a red light, no car in front of me. pretty sure it won't proceed, and it won't. And I have to acknowledge it. Wow, that was a abrupt stop when it didn't really need to. The pedestrian was walking down the street, but the pedestrian was on the street, but in the bicycle lane, and it thought, probably saw the crosswalk, and abruptly stopped. So didn't really pick up the direction of the pedestrian. Just saw a pedestrian on the street. Here, when we have two cars, well, we got a car coming across me. That's what it stopped, hesitated on. Okay, here we've got the bicycle. This guy's a little all over the place and close to the edge, and I feel it hesitating a little bit. Now, this lane is pretty wide here, so even though I got a lot of pedestrians here, now this pedestrian looks like she wants to come across, but she's not at a crosswalk. So I didn't have to stop for her. Wow, I don't know what that was a big break right there. I don't know what that was for. And we got a lot of bicycles here in my lane and probably will not go through this. Yeah. So these bicyclers, there's just not enough room for them to bicycle, and it won't pass them. So I'm gonna have to pass them by hand. It's alerting me. They're in the lane. Legit warning. Okay, here's a bicycle trying to come across, and it stopped. Stopped for that pedestrian. Very cool. That was nice. That's what it's supposed to do. This pedestrian, it stopped. Wow. Stopped, and then it started up. So it did real good to catch it, but then it just jumped to start up. I had to hit the brake to get it to stop. Wow. Not fail-safe. Interesting that it detected it, but then I'll have to look at it again. Car jumping out in front of me. It's going to brake. It's pretty severe breakage when those cars jump out in front of you. You think it could go a little less intense. I guess they're trying to be safe. Must have picked up those bicycles. Brake there.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe on the top left and share the video with your friends. My other Model 3 videos are here in the middle. If you want 1,000 miles of free supercharging, please use my referral code listed on the bottom. My Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter accounts are on the right. And check out my new channel, Pickleball is Life. It's a great game, and subscribe on the bottom left. Take care.